Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Is that more work for you?
I will read them, no problem. I'll just open it on the second screen now, the YouTube.
Welcome, everybody. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes. We're now live on YouTube. So thanks for everyone who's already hopped in. People who are watching the replay on YouTube, we do this every week at 12 p.m. Eastern time. The link doesn't change, so you can hop on through that link ahead of time, and I will post the link right now in the YouTube comment section. And that allows you to join. This is all done on donation. So if you want to donate to support this in happening, you can do that through PayPal or through Venmo, and I'm posting them also in the comments. And that supports me in continuing to do this. I offer private sessions where you can speak directly to the Plaedian Council. And I also do channeling teaching to help you learn to channel your own guides, as well as astrology readings. Everything is on my website, dantestarshine.com. And so in these interactions, you can, again, hop in typing your questions, or you can better ask them out loud, and then we can go deeper into the support. You can ask any questions really that call to you. And there's some things that we can't necessarily dive into when it comes to the future. So it isn't like a psychic reading in that sense of telling you what's going to happen, because we work through the understanding of creating our reality in the present. So the Pleiadian Council can tell you all about that and more. And I'm sure most people who are here are already familiar with this. So if you want to continue to support my work in expanding, let your friends know about this. If there's people you feel like would resonate with this energy, as the more people are tuning into the intergalactic energy and the energy of their own higher self, the faster the transformation will happen for all of us. Anyway, let's get started. Does anyone have anything to add before we begin? Josh, I'm going to make you the host so you can let people in if you see in the Zoom. I'll have my eyes closed. There we go. Okay. Hello, and we say good day to you this moment of your time. As the Plaedian Council, it is a pleasure and honor to once again establish contact with you in this way. We thank you as individuals and as a collective for supporting these transmissions, in integrating these energies in your lives, and continuing to open the dialogue between your realm and ours, as this supports your planet in ascending in consciousness, reaching higher vibrations and coming closer into contact with our realms. In the same way, it supports us in deepening our connection to Source. So we share our appreciation with you. Before we answer any of your questions or reflect upon your sharings today, we would like to begin with a reference point message that we always share to start. Today, we would like to speak about the idea of manifestation, or law of attraction, or better put, law of attraction and repulsion. Through this understanding, you come to experience that everything that you create in your physical world is but a ripple from a core vibration that exists within you at an emotional level. The emotional frequency that you put out in turn generates similar vibration from others and from the world around you. We have spoken about this. Many channels speak about this through the process of what you might call evolution, or what you might call ascension, according to your own understanding. You get to experience that the energy you put out is returned on to you quicker and quicker, and you are more able to see that what you are experiencing is the result of your actions and your vibration. And so you've come to understand deeper in your world this idea that everything happens for a reason. However, sometimes you will still manifest something that is not what you prefer, is not what you desire, or something that challenges you emotionally, something that brings up a negative belief system. And even though what you are experiencing is not necessarily good or bad in an objective sense, you have a negative experience of it. And to help you integrate this, we would like to add that you are the way that you are for a reason. So everything happens for a reason, and you are exactly the way that you are for a reason. Meaning, all of the experiences that shaped you, you did choose at a soul level, though at the level of the conscious mind that receives conditioning and integrates beliefs through your experience in the physical world and through the experience of the things you are taught from your family and from your education systems and from your society, you are shaped. And until you become self-conscious, all of those experiences live through you, and through that law of attraction become your reality. And so in order to change what you attract, you have to unlearn what you have learned. You have to review all of the experiences that you've had and everything that has shaped you in being who you are today, and ask yourself which parts of those learning and understandings still resonate with you. In resonate with you, we mean which parts bring you to feel enthusiastic, uplifted, confident in yourself, loving towards yourself, because any ideas that do not generate that energy are remnants of distorted energies that you have taken on from the world around you. The journey of experiencing conditioning and moving from that conditioning into source consciousness that is free from conditioning is why you have all come here. It is because by experiencing constriction and moving towards liberation, the experience of liberation is more powerful and profound for you as souls than if you simply hopped into a liberated state and stayed there. So we say this to let you understand for yourselves that there is never anything wrong with you. And many of you can come to learn that you create your experiences, and instead of seeing that in a way that generates greater self-compassion, instead use it to blame yourself for attracting the wrong circumstances. However, when you understand that reality is a co-creation, you understand that all of the other factors that shaped you still are at play in everything that you do. And you must then step deeper into yourself to free yourself from those things with compassion. It is only compassion that allows you to step forward into newer and higher versions of yourself. You cannot transform into something better without integrating that energy of compassion in a core and deep way. So if you ever find yourself attracting something that feels as if this isn't what I want, this isn't what really resonates, invite yourself to, first of all, remember reality is a co-creation. meaning there are other people involved creating the circumstance outside of you, and that the core frequency that you put out is a co-creation as well. It has involved many other individuals and parts of your world influencing you and expressing themselves through you. So understanding this allows you to not blame yourself or anyone else. It simply allows you to see things are the way they are perfectly for a reason, as you say. And the universe could not bring you into any possible scenario that is not the perfect container for you to become self-aware and for you to see yourself and see source more clearly. Through seeing perfection, even within the challenge, even within the struggle, it liberates you to have the highest degree of compassion for the human experience of all. And it is this energy of compassion that creates a sense of connection and dissolves the sense of other. And as you, again, continue to dissolve the sense that others outside of you are different and scary in any way, you will also come into greater resonance with our energy field. Because again, remember, you still have individual and collective ways to dissolve your own fear about the extraterrestrial energy in order for open contact to integrate through each and every one of you. We thank you for allowing us to share this message, and we thank you for integrating it in your own way, taking what resonates for you personally in this moment from this understanding it and applying it in your life. Now we ask, how can we support you as individuals and as a group today with your questions, with your sharings and reflections? Are we connected? If somebody could say something, it would be appreciated.
Thank you so much for joining with us today.
Oh, yes. Well,
And
thanks
I
to you.
believe Josh was. And Josh, your mic is muted. If no one else has any questions, start. Something that you might be able to speak to is a little joke I have with myself that I laughingly call myself a Buddhist misanthrope, meaning that I love all people, but I I can't stand any of them at times because of triggers that I'm with and of trauma, and with the acceleration of energies at this time, that because other humans offer us the opportunity of being triggered, sometimes it's overwhelming and it's too much and it feels like backfires and turns into something that creates separation rather than connection. So I guess my question is, can you offer any guidance or support around how to take care of ourselves and set boundaries so that we can be more patient and tolerant with other people and also honor our own needs in any given moment? Thank you.
Yes. First of all, you can understand that the trauma response is generated in the present from beliefs stored still in your energy system. And some of the time when other people are triggering you, there is a direct violation of boundaries. Some of the time it is a belief within you that is getting agitated to come to the forefront of your consciousness. So understand, first of all, that you aren't really meant to connect with everybody. There will be people who resonate with you and people who do not. And even people that resonate with you still might press up against those triggers at times. And essentially, your system will attract those people or will eventually lead you into situations in which some of these traumas are stirred again, as this is energy within you that is seeking liberation, is seeking a clearing. And while it is uncomfortable to feel those things triggered in the moment, what is happening is a healing taking place. So then the question becomes, with whom can I have conversations consciously in which we can heal these things together? And in which conversations and connections are my things simply going to be triggered without the support? Because, again, events that were traumatic would not have left a deep impression if you had the support and the container to process them in the moment. And events become re-traumatizing when the same wound gets opened again and still there is no support. So then our encouragement to you and others facing a similar challenge is to face your triggers head on, but only with the people that you know to be compassionate and clear enough to be able to support you in breaking through the grip of those old patterns.
Thank you. I really appreciate your guidance around this, and I'm sure others do as well. And I guess I've gone through very long periods of time, like years, with almost no contact with any humans other than perhaps shopkeepers occasionally, and have, because I haven't found people who I am able to feel like I have that kind of resonance with. And what does one do if there simply aren't any people who you feel safe enough with to begin to do that kind of boundary work with? I mean, I just I know a lot of us are feeling very isolated right now for other reasons, but how do we? I mean, I guess
Yes.
maybe it's my soul choice to be in isolation for a variety of reasons. I don't know if you have anything to add to that. Thank you.
Well, we would say that you can find people that resonate with you in the deepest ways on the internet, as there are abundant sources of connection and ways to create contact, and also the fact that you can simply disconnect from devices when you wish to allows you to have easier ways to create boundaries and to return into your own space. This can be a preliminary practice to ease the process of relating more, though, yes, understanding that in other ways you're making it a choice to be isolated will help you gradually make other choices. And while you will always understand the ways that you are different, sometimes you must train your mind to look for the ways that you are the same as other people. As when you are able to focus on your similarities, your shared intentions, your shared values, your shared interests, then you can create a field of connection, a field of love with nearly anyone that you interact with. The final
That's
thing we
really
would say is to remember everyone is source. And even through the gaze of the enemy, you are staring at source, you are meeting source. So there is always a reflection of source and a reflection of unconditional love that you can offer. Again, everything is one thing, and the one is an all. So understand that when you are experiencing something negative from the other, when you can own that same or a similar negative within yourself, you dissolve that sense of separation. And while they still might trigger trauma within you, you don't have to necessarily generate more negative energy or hatred or resentment towards that person. You can simply see them as a mirror and a channel for some of the negativity that exists within all that is.
Thank you so much. That's really beautiful, as always.
Yes,
Thank you.
thanks to you as well.
Hi, Pleiadian Council.
Hello, yes, welcome.
Thank you very much for this beautiful transmission. May I ask one question?
Yes.
The topic I'm interested today is gratefulness. And
All
if
right.
you allow me, I can give like a statement, something that
Yes.
happened to me. Recently, I received a nice, a fair amount of money, which actually, the moment I received it, I was very happy. But then I realized that when I cover all the debts that I have for taxes, government, friends, and people that I owe, that everything will be almost gone. And during that day, I was very angry, very depressed, and very sad. The next day, when I started actually doing those actions, I felt gratefulness. And then I shifted somehow the energy from a lack to like abundance. And I was grateful that I have this I manifested this abundance to cover these debts, even though almost everything was gone after I did that. So my question is, how could I focus on the gratefulness on the first place and somehow like skipping the anger, like not even experiencing anger, but just go straight to being grateful that I manifested this abundance? Thank you.
If you attempt to keep yourself only in a positive state, you will delay or deny the healing process. So moodiness and the experience of negative emotion is the way that negative belief systems and trauma clear from your system. You have to be present and willing to feel them for the integration to happen. And so it happens in life that you will work towards a goal or keep your frequency at a certain level and experience the manifestation of that frequency, and you will feel momentary elation. But that high frequency then goes into wherever you are still holding lower frequency negative beliefs or traumas in your system. And then the process is to allow yourself to feel them while, yes, remembering positivity, remembering the gratitude, remembering the joy, remembering source, without using those frequencies to get rid of, cover up, or deny the fact that there is also negative emotion present. And so it is the energy of dissatisfaction and getting in touch with it that shows you what you might be missing in life. If you, for example, had everything in life going for you, which some people do, but say, for example, one area of your life, like personal relationships, is something that isn't working, but you constantly focus on the fact that you had a lot of money, you had a good place to be, you had friends, and so on and so forth, and use the energy of gratitude to deny the fact that you were unsatisfied, you wouldn't step into the process of transformation that that negative emotion was there to guide you into, to make the necessary changes to fulfill that area of your life. And this example was negative intimate relationships. So as you see, you have to bring yourself to be aware of all of the different emotions that are present and alive within you. They are not wrong. They are there to guide you in a direction. Yes, for your purposes of interaction and co-creation, it is important to know how to raise your frequency. And it is as simple as taking a moment to close your eyes and tune within to your own inner being and remember all of those things that have brought you high degrees of joy, bliss, ecstasy, celebration. Can you remember all of those moments that lifted you up? If you can, and you can then translate that into the sensation in your body that you felt in those moments and cultivate that sensation here and now, then you can channel that energy into anything you're doing. Though remember, do this for the purpose of growth in the moment without trying to deny something. Remember, there's conditioning in your world that brings you all to attempt to deny the negative and stay only in the positive. This is how many of your religious systems work and what they teach. When you operate from a place of denial, it is much easier to manipulate you. And this tendency to only focus on the positive has actually been used to bring you to disempower yourselves and give your power away to the others above you that seem to be only positive. Though what you can witness through these seeming positive authority figures is that they demonstrate some of the most negative behaviors behind the scenes that eventually is exposed much later on. And so through that example, come to understand you need both polarities in your lives. You need both the positivity and the negativity, and you need to give equal awareness into both of them. You can still give equal awareness to both while amping up what is positive in order to manifest more of that. Yes, though never do it as a means to deny anything that exists and is alive within you.
I really appreciate this. Thank you so much.
Yes, our thanks to you.
Hi, Pleiadian Council.
Hello, yes.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
I would like to ask you about a cold that I'm experiencing right now that is pretty severe. It came after I saw a transmission, and it also may be related to just before the transmission, I had a shower and I let my hair wet. I didn't hair dry it right away. But I'm sure this is related to the transmission I saw. So could you please explain the mechanics, how it is related, and maybe a suggestion, what should I do to heal myself? Thank you.
What came up for you during that transmission? What information was shared with you that triggered a transformation?
There was a meditation that connected me to parallel versions of myself, mainly in the childhood.
Yes. And what did you see?
Well, I saw an insecure girl and I attempted to heal her.
Yes. And is this insecurity a reflection of an energy that you yourself are processing now?
Yes, definitely.
So the cold is, in a sense, a manifestation of the insecurity. You can translate the idea of coldness to a lack of warmth, a lack of love. Love in your world connects with the energy of warmth for most of you. As your heart expands, beats quicker, and circulates energy through your body, it warms you up. So this is here to get you in touch with belief systems that cut off your own love, cut off your own sense of admiration for yourself. So as you get in touch with why you might believe that about yourself, when and from whom you learned that about yourself, and bring a great deal of compassion and acceptance to yourself, these energies will move. You can celebrate yourself in the ways that work for you. You can affirm to yourself love by telling yourself, I love you, and doing things that feel the most loving and caring. Perhaps it's taking a warm bath. Perhaps it's spending time in nature. Perhaps it's getting a treatment like a massage or acupuncture or something. Though use the time that you aren't feeling so well to love upon yourself and clear your own reasons for cutting off your love.
Thank you so much. My unconditional love to you.
Our unconditional love to you as well. And yes, you might want to take also warming supplements such as ginger or cinnamon and echinacea to support this healing and clearing.
Okay, thank you so much.
If no one has a question, I can read a question from the YouTube.
Yes.
Radiant Waters is asking, can you speak on the Elohim?
These beings are a high level of creative consciousness. They connect with a level that you might consider creator beings or angels. They exist in a dimensional level much closer to that of Source. And as Source descended through many dimensions, represent aspects of Source that brought about the creation of worlds. There are many stories of these beings in your mystical texts that you best interpret metaphorically. That is what we can say about the Elohim, that idea.
Thank you.
Hello, great council. How are you?
We are well, and you?
Thank you. Doing terrific. I'm loving everything, and I thank you a lot for everything that you've brought. I have a question, if I may.
All right, yes.
I had two encounters on the same day on the same street. The first encounter was a person that came up to me. New encounter, never really met, but has said that they've seen my aura and they see it shining, which was kind of interesting. Then that person trailed off in the talk about ancient Greek goddess, which didn't necessarily connect to me, but we left on a good term. And then there was an other encounter of somebody that was completely dressed in black, kind of following me for a bit, not necessarily talking or being open, and even when prompted, questioned, didn't really answer, just followed and then let go and then followed again. Could you tell me a bit about that?
How were you feeling as this person followed you?
I was puzzled. I felt quite neutral, asking this person if they were feeling well or if they're having a great day, and they didn't necessarily have that much response. So I stayed neutral and attempted to move away while they kept following one or two more times.
We interpret the energy of this person as a sort of wanderer soul, and they are in a sense a bit lost at the moment. They don't necessarily recognize who they are, and your energy emits a certain level of knowing and trusting in source that is continuing to accelerate, and as it happens, you will continue to attract different beings who are in one sense or another lost. They are forgetting their source, but they experience through you some connection to that, and you have an ability to, in a sense, speak their language or understand how to communicate in terms that might help them integrate these higher frequency energies. So there was nothing necessarily negative here, though something that could not be translated into a clear form of communication. So be open to those beings that seek your help, as that is something that will be a bit more common in the times to come.
Great, thanks. Wow, that's quite impressive. And would the initial person, the first person that kind of saw my aura and spoke about this ancient Greek goddess, would that potentially be related to a past life?
There is some connection to other soul aspects that connect you to the idea of Greece and their connection with their gods and goddesses, though this goddess they were speaking of represents a frequency that you are integrating in the moment.
Ah, thank you. Great, thanks. It literally connected. Thank you again, great counsel, and again, much love to you.
Yes, our thanks to you as well.
I can read the second question in the YouTube.
All right, yes.
It's from Anita Sujivana. I'm confused as to my best path of income. How can you help?
For your income, for your sustenance, for your money, in whatever term you put it, the best thing to do would be to follow your passion, to find something that lights you up with joy and love and connection, and make it something that other people are willing to exchange money for. So if that seems impossible now, recognize that it only seems impossible because you believe certain things. And belief systems are sometimes things that are entangled within you to such great extent that it will take a bit of time to unravel them. But first of all, start with the belief that it is possible to change beliefs. And as you integrate that, and as you come to understand that what seems possible and impossible only seems that way because of your beliefs, you can then initiate greater change and start moving in the direction of channeling your passion and your love into something that you can do for others in exchange for money. If you can't do that right here and now, then find the best job out of all that are possible. Find the one that lights your heart up and you feel out of all the potentials the greatest heart resonance. Then make sure that in the time that you have free, when you are not working, that you always choose those things that continue to accelerate your passion, continue to help you stay in your heart center and filled with love. Because again, it is when you are lit up with your joy that you are in the highest potential energy and causing an acceleration in your manifestation and synchronicity and your connection to source. And it will lead you to being able to turn your passion into your work. Again, following your passion doesn't mean necessarily focusing on the practical steps now that will lead you to the goal that feels exciting. It means being present in your body right now as to what really you want to do with the present moment, knowing that the biggest dreams are built upon present moment waves of momentum. When you are fully in the present and choosing the things that lift your heart to the greatest elevation possible.
Hey, I think, okay, do you hear me?
Yes.
Nice. I have a question. I recently saw a video where people talked about like stuff like ascension and also like they talked about a certain negative influence on Earth and like that more positive energies were allowed to come to Earth because there was kind of a free will broken by other entities and stuff like that. I just wanted to know, it seems to be also like common knowledge that ETs have prevented atomic war to happen on Earth,
Yes.
on our timeline and all of this stuff. And so I just wanted to know if you have a perspective on these aspects.
Well, yes, there was a quarantine placed on your world for some thousands of years, a couple, yes. And this was in place due to ways that the Galactic Alliance and other extraterrestrial groups had influenced your world in ways that we thought were aligned, but ultimately did not serve you. So this quarantine allowed you to develop under your own guise and under your own free will and choice. And that quarantine was lifted when you developed the idea of nuclear weaponry, because the effect of nuclear weaponry ripples out to other parts of the galaxy and will have impacts on the Galactic Alliance. Therefore, we are allowed to intervene, and that caused a great influx of light to support your planet in not going down the negative timelines that were potential way back when.
I see. I would. I'm happy about that answer. I would make room for another one right now.
Another what?
Questioner.
All right, yes.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks to you as well.
Hello,
Go for it, Carol.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Pleading Council, and thank you again for these beautiful transmissions.
Hello, yes.
Hi, I have a question. I have been experiencing some sensation in my lower right sacral area in the morning when I wake up. And I've been working on trying to remember my dreams. However, oftentimes I don't remember, or it's very spotty in the morning as far as remembering. But is there any possible insights you can help me understand what messages that might be for me? Thank you so much.
Does this travel through your hip? through your leg?
Not,
Not really.
not so much, but more in
All
the
right.
right sacral, more right sacral.
All right. So how do you connect with your creative energy?
You mean through meditation and breathing?
No,
I've been,
but creative energy is the energy to create, not the energy to contemplate. So how do you connect with creative energy? What are you creating?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I fully understand.
Creative energy is the energy that brings thought, idea, excitement, emotion into a tangible form.
So
Expressed through writing, singing, dancing, communicating, exchanging energies with others, sexual energy, and so on and so forth. These are all examples of creative energy.
I understand. So, apologies. I enjoy. I'm a designer. I enjoy designing. I enjoy sewing and cooking and anything related to design, anything visual, anything
Yeah.
that is collaborative, actually, with other people and other creative energies. That brings me a lot of joy.
Yes. And are you integrating that in your life now?
I'm working on it. I'm
All right.
working on it very much. Yes, especially collaborating with other people right now.
Are there aspects of creative energy that aren't working for you? Are there things that you want to create or ways that you want to express yourself with others where you feel stagnant?
Yes, that is
All right.
definitely happening.
So what is preventing you from truly getting intimate with others?
Part of it is distance, is physical distance and working remotely, not being
Yeah.
able to work, yeah, in proximity with others.
So you are missing the physical connection.
Correct, yes.
Are there ways that you can create the space for that in your life anyway?
Yes, I am working on that. One is that I will be traveling next month, which
Yes.
I'm very excited about. Yes.
And in your travel, we invite you to contemplate creative energy more, to create a space daily to either draw or to write or to sing. Whatever feels right for you in the moment will help you unlock the flow of more of those juices.
Mm.
Connecting again more intimately with others will help as well. And really, part of the problem with the hip is sitting too much, and sitting too much manifests in a sense through not being as in the flow creatively. So when you solve that issue, you will be naturally less compelled to sit down so much. They're doing movement practices where you consciously engage this part of your body and listen to the way that it wants to be moved, not necessarily doing a practice that you learned the way you learned it, but in using the practice the way that your body needs you to use it will support this as well. And that is also an expression of creativity, is using the skills that you have available to you in a new way to solve the problem in the present. One of the issues in your world is that you attempt to create formulas for doing things And formulas don't always work because every individual is unique and every moment is unique. Therefore, every circumstance is a unique manifestation, requiring you to generate solutions in a way totally different from any other moment.
Mhm. Yes, okay. Thank you, Pleiadian Council. So much gratitude and appreciation and
Yeah,
love
so
to
thanks
you.
to you as well, and love to you as well.
Hello, can I ask a question?
Yes, you
Hello,
may.
everybody. Hi. There's something you said about there's only the present, there's no past, there's no future. And I'm just buzzing with this. Just these last day, I've been really thinking about this because it's as though instead of being born into a body in a world, it's as though I'm a now. There is this now, and everything comes to the now. And if I don't notice what's here, kind of in front of me now, and say, ah, yes, yes, then it's gone. And it's just kind of like turning myself around. I'm kind of turning inside out, or it's like seeing that there's just this now. And into this now, there comes like people. And like if there's a person that's in that's now, either I have the courage to say, oh, and introduce myself, to say there's a stranger I meet, and I think, well, this is someone I want to meet. And if I don't meet them in that moment of now, then I'm not going to meet them, maybe. and I'm wondering if you can comment a bit on this, that it seems that it's not that we're born in a body in a world, it's that we are a now. We're like a window of now, and into that now there comes stuff and people, and how we
Yes,
react to it and interact with it, you know.
What you are experiencing could be described as the understanding that everything is source. Source is within all that is, and source is now, and now is all there is within all that is. So you are tapping into this high level awareness, and that dissolves the restrictive barriers you place on your consciousness, and it allows you to feel what is beyond the passing of time, what is eternal beyond the passing of time, and the immense energy of bliss that is source and is now.
Wow, yeah, it does feel a bit blissful, I must admit. It does feel quite amazing. And then, like, I was on the beach today, and there's somebody, and I noticed something in common, but I didn't go and say hello. And I wondered, well, why don't I go and say hello and say, oh, there's this we have in common, and see if it's someone that I'm kind of destined to meet. And I wondered how many times someone walks into this television screen of my moment of now, and it might be someone that's there for me to say, to join, to connect to, and maybe I miss it because I'm thinking stuff instead of noticing.
Yes, that happens sometimes, though if meetings are really meant to be, they won't happen just once. You will continue to attract because your personal frequency is so powerful that when something is really destined or really resonant, if you miss the opportunity will continue. So don't psych yourself out, but also, yes, notice. In the now, you can respond. And when you are fully present, you are more capable of seeing the full potential in every interaction. If you simply say hello and notice how the person responds, you will see if they feel the same resonance that you feel, and you will be able to see if there's genuinely a connection there to explore. Sometimes there will be, sometimes there won't be.
Yes. Okay, that's great. Thanks very much.
Or thanks to you as well, yes.
Hello, Pleiadian Council. It's Heather. Nice to see you
Hello.
again.
Nice to be with you as well.
Yes,
Well,
yes, lovely. I have a couple of questions. I recently returned from a beautiful trip with my family to Arizona, and I wanted to ask, I've talked to you before about my heartbeat accelerating,
yes.
and I feel like it's an attunement or an expansion process
Yeah.
that I go through. And I'm wondering, my question is, when you ascend, does your heart rate also accelerate and you maintain that? Or is there some shift in the physicality?
The heart rate acceleration can happen in certain moments of greater connection, crossing the veils, you could say, to allow higher dimensional energies and source energies in. Why it manifests is often because there are barriers in place that keep you from source consciousness that were accepted or inherited through conditioning. And the higher you reach to source consciousness, those barriers must dissolve. And the heart rate accelerating is one way that the body clears them. And often your heart rate will stay accelerated as a frequency of excitement for some period of time, though if that persists and you are feeling the acceleration in waking moments and you aren't able to return to a state of calm, that could be a sign that something else is happening.
Okay, thank you. And I didn't really know what to ask you today, so I tuned in. And the question that came through is a second question, if it's okay if I ask.
Yes.
Yes. It's about bridging realities or building bridges to parallel realities within my soul. And to draw higher consciousness ideas into manifestation. And I guess I'm looking for the keys, and I think this is metaphorical. So I was told that to look for the keys to unlock the creations. But can you shed just a higher perspective on what that is, how I can implement that into my life in this reality?
So you are, in a sense, desiring to connect with parallel versions of yourself or parallel versions of your soul, other beings that have a connection with you?
I think it's both.
Yes. In order to manifest a new vision for yourself.
Yes.
So as you already have the tools to go into guided meditation, we would suggest that you use this in order to connect with future versions of yourself and also parallel versions of yourself, as again, at different choice points down the path, you veered off and chose something different. And when you connect with versions of yourself that made different choices, you allow yourself to, in a sense, compare notes with other versions of yourself and take in some of the lessons they learned, and you give them some of the lessons you learned. So if you think back over the course of your life, at moments in which you were at crossroads, at decision points, and you chose a path that seemed also interesting, but not relevant fully at the time. Imagine that other choice you made and the timeline that emerged from that. Invite that version of your soul to make contact with you in meditation and ask them specific intentions that you have in regards to manifesting whatever your vision is. This will help you in fitting all of the pieces of the puzzle together. You can also do that same tool by connecting with future versions of yourself who already manifested the thing that you are seeking to manifest. And finally, if you would like to connect as well with past lives, you can invite those beings in and see if they can inform you of some gifts that you have, or also some potential blind spot you have that would be good to bring awareness into in your process of manifestation. So there are then three, in a sense, soul versions of yourself to connect with and call in. And by bringing all of these different energies in, you might find you get much clearer in what you are creating and calling forward.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yes, our thanks to you as well.
I can read two questions from YouTube.
All right.
The first one is from Radiant Waters. He is asking, do you see us on a current timeline of a do you see us on the current timeline of a large natural disaster in the next 2 weeks on the planet, as some remote viewers have seen this happening?
There's a chance of that happening. But again, it's just a probability. Now it is a 50% probability. It could happen, could not.
Thank you. And the next question is from Wago. He is asking, hi, what's the book that more accurately depicts the life of Jesus? Thanks.
There are many books, and we would again say all of these are translations of different aspects of this particular soul. We want to say that some of these stories are literal, some of them are metaphorical. And whenever you engage with stories, the most important thing to connect with is the core frequency that the story is meant to impart. Here with the energy of the one you call Jesus, some of you call Sananda, some of you call by other names. The important thing to remember is the frequency of compassion, and that compassion is also something you yourselves are capable of. We can affirm that this being studied in what you know as mystery traditions in cultures other than his own, and did not die when it is reported that he died. And beyond that, the stories are up for your interpretation and your integration as to your own personal spiritual development.
Thank you.
Okay, hello Pleiadian Council.
Hello.
I was listening to Bashar just now.
All right.
I was listening to a recording about manifestation, and so basically he said if you want to manifest something, then you should see this thing and feel it, and then also be it. And he also said that you need vision for it, you need timing for it, knowledge, resources, and commitment, and stuff like that, and different principles he shared. And I wanted to ask you, do you have a perspective about manifestation, about maybe also creating a preferred reality, timeline, whatever, that you permission slip you want to share about that, or maybe also how to align with your preferred reality so that we can eventually meet?
So, yes, that teaching is accurate. If you want to manifest something, you have to become it. You have to become the vibration of it. So that means, first of all, having passion for it. You can't manifest something that isn't true to your essence. You can only manifest more of your own essence. And passion, love, bliss are the key frequency readers to show you whether or not something is yours or is not yours. If it is really meant for you, it will elicit that feeling. So if you are trying to create something that elicits in you any feeling that is less than that feeling of love, bliss, and joy and passion, then you are actually attempting to manifest somebody else's reality. And then you must look at why. Why are you believing that their reality and their values and their stories are more important than your own? Then you must, once you are sure that you are in touch with your own truth, look at any of the belief systems that make that impossible. And you will naturally encounter those belief systems when you follow the formula. To follow your passion to the best of your ability with no insistence on an outcome will show you, again, through every outcome, different obstacles that might be in the way from achieving exactly what you are intending to achieve. If at any point the passion diminishes in you, then that means either you have encountered a belief system of defeat, or that you are not any more passionate about the thing. You are no longer connected to it. What you have learned is redirecting you. So in order to manifest what you want, you also have to be very open to the changes along the journey, because you might think that you are setting off to one destination and end up heading in a different direction. And then in encountering your belief systems, you must look at a belief in your deserving of it, as this is one of the most common negative beliefs in your world, that you don't believe that you are deserving, you don't believe that you are worth it, you don't believe that the thing you are attempting to bring into your reality really could be yours or could belong to you. And so the work is in then feeling those emotions of undeserving and connecting with the opposite frequencies of self-worth and deserving, and practicing integrating belief systems that say you deserve it. And then you would want to look to other areas of belief as well, such as capability. Do you believe you're capable? Do you believe as well in the world's generosity? Do you believe that this is a vibrational universe that gives you all of the things that you ask for? Because if you don't believe that, it is harder to manifest as well. And if you do this, and if you become fully deserving, fully capable, fully trusting through your own beliefs, and continue to follow the formula of, again, following your passion the best you can without insisting on outcomes, then you will eventually become it. And therefore, continuing to imagine exactly the thing you're intending to create, and getting in touch with the feeling that having that thing would evoke in your body, and anchoring that feeling into the now as often as you can, will help you in that manifestation process. And you cannot, again, manifest without first fully feeling your alignment with it. And in order to see how that works for yourself, look back at the past things that you manifest and notice how, in a sense, right before getting the thing that you wanted, it stopped seeming as important or significant. You still wanted it, but you stopped, in a sense, depending upon it in order to be happy. You started believing that you could have it, and you started feeling as if you had it, and all of a sudden it arrived. That is the way all manifestations happen. So continue to work with this understanding through taking notes on the things that you manifest along the way, and noting the ways that you participated in that manifestation with your frequency and attitude.
That's a lot of valuable stuff. Thank you very much for that.
Thanks to you.
Let's see if there's someone else, or maybe some YouTube questions now. Or
All right.
There is a YouTube question I can read. Should I read it?
Yes.
Okay, it's from Ryan Leland. Hello, in the process of asking for tools to open and clear my throat chakra, I was given the gift of throat singing spontaneously almost. What is the
Yes.
significance of this culturally and energetically?
Well, energetically, let's speak first of all, as here there is an intense vibration of your vocal cords and of your throat chakra that allows that center to open. You are building the bridge of your throat chakra between the heart and the brain. So it allows for those higher frequencies of love in the heart to activate these spiritual energy centers in your head. And simultaneously, it allows the energy up there in the head to descend in the heart, to descend into reality. So you are, yes, literally building a bridge, and the overtone sounds that you generate take you yourself into a state of trance. And this trance is a state in which you, with time, can enter into a flow state, literally enter into a channeling state. You might notice the more you do this, the more multidimensional it becomes, and that you are able to bring in certain levels of understanding simply through that practice alone. You can then begin to sing with intention, to sing certain experiences into reality. Perhaps you focus on something you want to manifest or a transformation within yourself you'd like to experience, and you set that intention before the practice of singing, and then literally sing that experience into reality with your focus. You can use this tool in magical ways, yes. The significance of it culturally, well, again, this is something that has been a part of many cultures around your world, not just the ones you know about, as it is something that evokes such a deep trance and something that will help you connect very deeply with spirit. So if you have any concerns of taking a tool from other people, know that they are not the only people that use this tool, and that at higher energetic levels, you are already blessed and ordained to use this practice because it has arrived through your body. If your body was not capable of it, if it didn't begin for you in this natural way, then why would it be something that is happening?
Thank you. And there is a question from Daniel. He is asking, what is meant by the eye of the needle? Thanks.
The eye of a needle is a very thin window. And if you have stuck a thread through a needle before, you can recognize and respect how challenging it can sometimes be to carefully stick that thread right through the needle. And once you have done so, it takes a bit of time to pull the thread all of the way through. So the eye of the needle, metaphorically, in the way that other channeled beings have spoken of it now, refers to this time as a very delicate moment in which you must be precise in order to bring yourselves through and across the other side. It requires precision, it requires attunement, it requires patience, perhaps.
Thank you. And there is a third question, if I should
All right.
read it. Yes, can you tell us the most probable Bitcoin trajectory over the next month of this timeline? There is conflicting info from experts about whether October will be bullish or bearish, upward or crash.
Oh, well, we cannot confirm this for you, really, as again, there are so many probable parallel realities. And remember, with something like Bitcoin, you yourselves are deciding the value. So it depends on human consciousness. Bitcoin and all of these other phenomena are reflections of human consciousness. If enough people gather together in the belief of it, then it will continue to go up. So by investing your trust in it, then it is more likely to go up. Recognize that you are all having a piece to play. When you insist upon an outcome and insist that you receive the return on your investment at a particular time, then you naturally postpone that from happening. Your frequency starts repelling that manifestation. So know that your own fears play a role in this as well. And we would say that over time, you can trust in this as an investment, that its value will continue to increase. In the short term, it could go either way, and it is essentially up to you. Right now, the probability is around 60% likely that it will go up. We would say by the end of the year, it is likely to hit a peak of around $120,000 before crashing and correcting, as you say, in your world. And then it will again reach a low level for a significant amount of time before you continue the cycle that you know to be the cycle of this new value source in your world.
Thank you very much. If someone has a question, could go for it.
I guess. Plaedian Council, you hear me?
Yes.
You already told me once that I do have a Pleiadian art, and I was just wondering if you could give me more, him or her or it, whatever.
Have you attempted to connect it with this counterpart?
In certain ways, I have tried to increase my meditation over the day and also during the night, but I don't feel like that endeavor.
Do you believe that you are capable of having contact with your Plaedian counterpart?
I'm sorry, what? You cut out a bit, like sometimes.
Do you believe that you are capable of having contact with your Plaedian counterpart?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you fully
Yes.
believe it?
Yes, yes, I do.
All right. Then continue practicing meditation, continue opening yourself, continue following your passion. You may want to practice more guided meditations that support you in deepening in the trance.
Yes, that sounds good.
All right.
Hmm.
Then let us know how it goes.
I will. Thank you very much. I feel like on our end we should use this opportunity to speak with you, as I'm sure that from your end, and again we got some more beings listening in, right?
Yes.
Yes. Are there any more things you want to share with us that you haven't shared before?
If you have more questions, then hopefully we can share something like never been shared before. Yes.
For example, what do you mean by that?
Our sharing is dependent upon your asking.
Yes, I try to be like in a state where I almost want the questions to dissolve a bit and trying a little bit more active to find answers for myself right now. It's probably...
All right. Then listen more closely as we answer others' questions. You might find that there are subtle frequencies that we are sending to you, illuminating some questions that are deeply held in your own subconscious.
Yes, I noticed that synchronicity already when you were answering other questions. Yes. All right. Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Carol, you can go for it.
Thank you, Pleiadian Council. Can you help me understand what it means to have a Pleiadian Council counterpart? I'm not sure if I understand. Thank you for explaining that.
Counterpart means the same thing that you mean when you say a past or future lifetime. It is another aspect of your soul or your oversoul that is incarnate in a different time and space and is connected with you. Energy and information exchanges between your respective realities, and you can accelerate that interchange of energies by consciously opening up the bridge when you like, with the permission slips that you prefer.
So does that mean that everyone has a counterpart, or?
Everyone has many counterparts, yes, but not everyone has a Pleiadian counterpart.
I see. Okay. Thank you for explaining that. Thank you.
Yes, our thanks to you.
I have one question, if I may.
All right.
In recent transmission was mentioned that at the end of this year, there will be more clear, more visible, visceral parallel reality split. And I was wondering, what could this be? Like, what does this mean for us living on the earth right now? Thank you.
Parallel reality splits expressed now through the different camps of very strong belief systems held by different populations of people. You can notice that the people that were in your circle some years ago are now divided according to certain beliefs that they hold about a given situation in your planet. That is what parallel realities are. Again, a parallel perceptual reality in this sense, because there are also parallel dimensional realities. So here we offer you that difference between a parallel dimension, which is a literal different dimension of existence that you can tap into and exchange information with, but there are parallel realities of perception within a given plane. And so on your earth plane, there are parallel dimensions of perception. You perceive reality differently through your belief systems, and certain individuals are getting very ingratiated with their own belief systems about certain things. And you are then dividing yourselves naturally into different camps related to the way that you interpret a certain circumstance. You will notice that over time, it is harder and harder to relate to people who follow certain trains of thought. This will persist for some time, though there are some individuals who will, in a sense, snap out of their belief and their indoctrination when, in a sense, as you say, the doo-doo hits the fan in your world, as it is happening already in some countries. So have your wits about you and know that there are still opportunities to bring other people onto the other side of the fence when you maintain your position with love and compassion, understanding again that everyone finds themselves in the parallel reality that they believe to be most beneficial for them and according to their understanding. So nothing anyone is doing and nothing anyone is consenting to is done with ill intention, except for that case of the small percent of individuals that are literally negatively aligned with their will. Because there are actually very few of those individuals out there, but there are many other individuals who are doing negative things that their belief systems have distorted them into perceiving as positive. Do you understand?
Yes.
Can we clarify that in any way?
No, that was perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. Yes.
My unconditional love to you.
And to you as well.
Hello, Great Council. like to piggyback off what was said. It's a very interesting question and answer. And
Yes.
would this be this aspect of parallel realities based on beliefs? Would it be close to what our quantum physics scientists call as the observer effect?
Yes.
Yet, at the same time, is it different than the Mandala effect?
Well, yes, it is. The observer effect here being your perception of any given phenomena shapes that phenomena. And also your expectation of that phenomena shapes the phenomena. So people who anticipate a certain given result create that result or create the opposite of that result depending on the various variables at play. The Mandela effect is very different in that that is simply the residual effect created by unconscious shifts between dimensional parallel realities, getting its name from the phenomena that individuals believe Nelson Mandela died in prison when he did not. That phantom belief is the result of individuals shifting out of a negative parallel reality in which that and other events happened into one in which it didn't happen. So Mandela effect has everything to do with memory and past parallel realities, whereas this observer effect has to do with the present and how beliefs impact present and future realities. You see?
Wow, thank you. Okay, this makes a lot more cognitive sense. This is amazing. Great, thanks. And may I ask another question?
Yes.
There's been an amazing momentum of encountering newer and newer people with a lot more high energy. And it's been fantastic since this was initially set up by just sending out the intention and letting it go, and subsequently having more and more momentum of meeting those people. Yet I've noticed one thing within myself is with the good intention of wanting to help, at times I try to see a visualization of them getting what they would want. Yet I do find little blockers within myself stopping me from fully diving into that visualization. I'm wondering, could you tell us, or could you tell me a bit more about that?
Why are you blocking yourself from visualizing a positive outcome for somebody else?
At times it feels like it's a sense of too good to be true.
Yes. So you don't believe that reality could be that magical and spectacular.
It feels as such at times, yeah.
So note the way that that belief then shapes the experience you manifest. Because if you believe that reality is good and will occasionally surprise you and reward you with a bit of extra good, but not too much, that will continue to be your experience. Do you see how you're already creating that?
Yeah, quite a lot now that I look back at this. It's subtle.
Yes. So when you again change your beliefs to say that I can have everything, I can literally have all of the things I need to thrive. Again, recognize that what you have learned you need to thrive is much different than what you actually need to thrive. Again, in order to thrive, you need to meet your basic needs of having air or breath, water, sleep, food, shelter, relationships, and self-expression. And if you can reach the very top condition of all of those areas of your experience, you will naturally thrive. All of those things are actually accessible to you. To be in a state of bliss and overflow is not ultimately that difficult. And if you accept that and integrate that, then it will be monumentous and allow for immense and powerful change. So look at why you might hold negative beliefs that say that thriving and bliss is something more complex that isn't accessible. And one reason people hold on to these beliefs is because they want to make other people feel safe. Other people create a sense of connection based on the fact that everyone else is at their level of functionality. Somebody who goes beyond into a state of thriving makes some people who don't actually believe they can thrive uncomfortable. And so other people that keep themselves at that lower or mid-range vibration are more acceptable. So you might be afraid that by stepping your vibration up so much, or by others stepping their vibration up so much, they will rock the boat in some way. When really, if you do rock the boat, you are only shaking loose the passengers on the boat that don't need to come with you to your genuine destination. So understand that living in your bliss leaves nothing out. And those who can't maintain that frequency with you won't need to be there. And you will naturally support others in a frequency of bliss simply by being who you are. You don't have to do anything to them other than what naturally, genuinely comes to you as your excitement to give and share.
Great, thanks. I'll definitely work on that. Everything that you've said got me to pinpoint it, so I'll meditate on this, and thank you again. Sending you loads of love.
And our love to you as well. Are we complete for today?
We are never complete.
That is not true, because everything is complete and perfect
I was just
now already.
I was kidding with you. I knew that would
All right.
trigger you. I'm sorry.
But it is also a paradox in that even though everything is complete and perfect as it is still in a perpetual state of becoming something even more complete.
Yes, isn't that beautiful? That brings me to the question again of the oneness of all things that we talked about, and how to be sure that this is actually the absolute, so to speak, absolute reality, if you want to even conceive of it that way.
Can you clarify that in another way for us?
No, it's just like maybe the concept of oneness for you is like a thing that is normal. That's how I imagine.
It is normal. It is, in a sense, taken for granted. We recognize it in all that we do and all that we are. And it can be that way for you as well. You can come to a place where you recognize that you are one with that which you behold, that which is in front of you, that which is your environment. You are one with every other, positive and negative, regardless of how you experience it. You are one with it already.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Are there any other questions?
There is one from YouTube I can read.
Yes.
From Una. My soul fell in love with another soul and the connection feels very strong, but the person is in another relationship. Can you give me some advice about how to handle the situation? Thank you.
Well, you are all meant to love. You are meant to love very many individuals. And sometimes you misinterpret what is genuine, natural, spiritual love for romantic love. And know that you can love others as friends, and you can admire them, and you can experience them as ways to deepen into source's love without connecting with them in all the ways that you think you want to, or that you actually want to. But in other cases, you are meant to have many intimate relationships. you can and other people can have multiple partners. There is nothing except your own moral constructs that keep you from freely loving more than one individual. And so another thing for you and others to consider is that perhaps you might be willing to explore the idea of open or of polyamorous relationships, as it is something that will allow you to freely explore love with many individuals. It is not to say that one model of relationship is better or worse than others. They are all valid, though make sure that you keep yourself open to the idea of exploring many loves, as through your lifetime, most of you will experience many loves, and you will find yourselves attracted to others, whether you are in or not in a relationship. So know that when there is love, there is a connection that can grow. The connection doesn't necessarily need to become romantic for the love to serve you and to serve others. Simply treat other people in beautiful, caring ways, and you will likely receive that same energy from many sources. Keep your heart open and know that every experience of love is an experience of source's light. You can still experience love without experiencing your expectations being fulfilled, and that experience will help you grow immensely and strengthen your heart and strengthen your compassion.
Thank you.
Are we complete?
I have a question.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My question is, from your point of view, when you give advice to us, and you, let's say, for example, we will feel some resentment or some shame or something like that. From your point of view, how do you see and spot where is the issue? Do you see as light, or how do you understand our feelings?
Well, we understand them through, again, the energy fields generated through your belief systems. When there is a belief system in place, we perceive it as a distorted energy field that is latched onto you and speaking through you. So we speak to the belief system and gradually bring you to integrate an opposing belief system that would liberate you from the negative belief. Understand again that consciousness is made up of forms. You are a consciousness form, and your beliefs are living consciousness forms that exist within you. They can operate through you and, in a sense, hijack you at times, while they are always filtering reality from behind the scenes. Your belief systems are very much similar to entities, in the sense that we are an entity that the channel has learned to connect with and brings into his body. Your beliefs, in the same sense, inhabit your body and sometimes possess you and channel through you. In the same sense, you actually fall under a similar spell when you are acting. You are, again, generating an energy field, a consciousness field that then expresses through you. And when you are channeling or possessed by any other entity, you can establish contact with guides, and them as energy fields can hop into your body. So again, the thoughts that you learn and bear repeating and become things that you identify with and fixate upon with your mind become living energy fields in you, and we can spot them and we can speak to them. And that is essentially what we are perceiving through your energies, are all of the fields that get integrated in your body, and what the most ideal version of you would be in the next suitable present moment reality, with or without those same fields.
Okay, and those energies, you perceive them like a different color lights, or like some mathematical equation, or like
the channel sees them as colored lights in his own consciousness. For us in our realm, we see it more as what you were saying is mathematical. Yes, they are vibrating energy patterns that are too complex for us to put into your language.
Yes, yes.
But the
Yes.
channel in his perception will see them as colored lights. Again, we experience them differently.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it's very difficult. I understand. So sometime when those energies activate inside our chakras and get live from ourselves into our own chakras, you see them when they're activated because they emit some dissonances, frequencies, and for you spot it. You see, this is not. It's more lower than higher, and you spot it and you identify like this.
Yes, that is one way of saying it. There are many other ways that you could translate exactly what is happening as well.
Yes, and it's upon our own freedom to each time to identify in ourselves what is being activated and to say, oh, this is activated in me. Maybe I have to look at it and identify and maybe let go. That's right?
Yes, precisely.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And our thanks and love to you as well.
If there is no more question and you want to end the session, I would have a final question or remark for you to end the session with.
All right.
And that would be the question of maybe your perspective of gratitude and what it does, how it works, if you have any insight on that.
Well, gratitude is high vibration energy. Gratitude is also akin to energies you describe as appreciation, as thankfulness, as, in a sense, love. And so you tap into this energy whenever you gaze upon what is with appreciation. And again, when you take in what you prefer about reality, what you already like about it, your frequency raises so that you generate more of that. Though, yes, there's a power to this energy. And as we have said earlier in the transmission, this energy is not a panacea. You cannot use it to solve everything. When you are feeling ingratitude and when you are feeling unsatisfied, it is important for you to allow those emotions to be present. Understand you can simultaneously hold many vibrations, and it is different to have gratitude as a simultaneous energy as you have dissatisfaction, as it is to use gratitude to suppress dissatisfaction. So what you must do is learn the difference. Learn how to hold oppositional frequencies simultaneously rather than using one frequency to cover up another. Because when you cover up frequencies, you perpetuate their existence. Negative frequencies have to be felt and expressed through you just as much as positive ones do, as until you continue to move their energy and give presence to them, they will continue to cycle out the loop of negativity.
All right, thank you very much for that.
Our thanks to you as well.
Yes, it's very great. Thank you so much.
Yes, our thanks to you all as well. Are there any final questions from the YouTube chat or final questions from anyone who has yet to speak in the Zoom room?
There are no questions written in the YouTube.
All right, perfect. So let us close today's session, guiding you all on a brief journey. Closing your eyes, putting your feet firmly against the ground, uncrossed. Imagine great roots of light that grow through your feet, pulling up energy from the elements of the earth, the plants, minerals, and underground resources of water, fossil fuels, and the solid, vibrating core crystal of the earth. Imagine all of these energies rippling up through your feet, creating a palpable wave of energy that goes through your feet, through your legs, through the base of your spine, and up your body. Let yourself fill with the earth energy in all of its elements. And then open the crown chakra, seeing a great inflow of light from the galactic center, great central sun, connected to all of the stars of your healing and the stars of the Galactic Alliance. See a network of light pouring down, light into your sun, and through your sun, showering you with golden crystalline energy. Let this energy enter your crown and move through your entire body, rippling downwards, activating and opening your chakras and mixing with the earth energy. We wish for you then to imagine yourself in a beautiful place in nature. Walk through this place to an area where there's a waterfall and a river. Walk through the water until you get to a small island right beneath the waterfall. Immerse yourself in this wondrous landscape. What does it sound like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like to be here? The water element connects with feeling and flowing, connects with your creativity and your healing and your wisdom. Maybe there are some emotions that you've carried with you today that you wish to let go of. In this place, imagine emptying your pockets. Pull out of your pockets things that represent the energy that you are letting go of. And drop those things into the water. Let them gradually flow down the river. Know that you don't have to carry what does not feel like yours or what you do not feel like you wish to come with you. Now see, falling down this waterfall, a treasure chest, a box of sorts. Witness the box come and land perfectly on your little island. Open it up and see what the universe has in store for you now. How does it feel to behold this treasure? What does it represent to you? This new treasure that has come represents something that the universe wants to flow towards you, wants to drop upon you, if you are willing to receive it. Are you ready to bring that treasure in? Are you ready to call it forward? Are you ready to make that treasure your own? The feeling in your body now will inform you what is true for you about your relationship to the treasure. When you are ready, take any last moments of reflection you need in the space, taking the treasure with you across the water, and gradually returning to the here and now in your body, into the space. Opening your eyes, yet knowing you're awakening now into a parallel reality with some new energies integrated and some other energies transformed. You cannot call within without letting go. You cannot let go without calling in. So know that whatever you make the space for opens up a new reservoir of light within you. The patterns that may challenge you are teachers guiding you again to that greater level of self-compassion. Again, we remind you of the message that we started with today. Another level and layer of affirmation that you are already perfect as you are. You function exactly the way you're meant to. And everything in the world works as the perfect reflection of you that it needs to be. So rather than pushing against the flow of who you are and what you're creating, invite yourself into compassion, recognizing your belief systems, your energy functions exactly the way it was designed to. Nothing is broken. All you must do is dive into transformation through the energy of acceptance of yourself. And then as you accept yourself, the change, the transformation can happen one step at a time. There's no need to rush anything. And at the same time, huge change and transformation can happen overnight if you want it to and if you believe it to be possible. So our love and thanks to all of you. And we wish you then a pleasant rest of your day.
Thank you.
Awesomeness, Dante. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys.
And everyone, all the questions, amazing. Thank you all.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, Dante. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Carol.
you.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you from us as well.
Thank you, Felix. Thank you, Mahalo. Thank you.
Hi, fantastic stuff. Great stuff.
Really amazing.
Mega love for all of you on the YouTube channel as well. Amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing questions.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dante.
Welcome. And oh yeah, tomorrow is the private transmission, private session where you can ask questions that would not be allowed on YouTube, and where you can also just ask personal things that might not be relevant or feel comfortable to share in a bigger group space. That doesn't go on YouTube. The recording is only sent to the people who participate, and we do it every other Friday, same time. So you can message me at dantestarshine@gmail.com if you'd like to register. The donation is $11 to $22. And then once I get that, I'll send you the link to hop in. And yeah. I'm also available for private sessions and might be doing some sessions at different times to make things available for people in other parts of the world sometime in the future. So if you're in a time zone where the live streams are kind of inconvenient for you, let me know. The more people I have that are in kind of support of that, the more I would make the space for that.
Thank you from Paris.
Thank you
Love
from
stuff.
Italy.
Yay!
Thank you from Bulgaria.
What else we got going on in the room? We got some Quebec vibes.
Yeah,
Florida,
giving you some
Vermont.
more, some Montreal, some Vermont, some Canada vibes.
Nice. Sounds like
Yeah. Like whoever hasn't taken the channeling course, I tell you, it is one heck of an experience. So many things to learn, and the momentum that happens afterward with the practice is just amazing. I can't tell you guys enough.
Thanks, Josh, for that affirmation. Really appreciate that. Yeah, people have created some incredible things like manifesting new houses and fixing their relationships and becoming channelers. Like a lot of the people that took the first channeling course are now doing group and private sessions. So if you ever feel like, wow, like I want to do what this guy's doing, well, anyone can do it. And I'm teaching people because I don't consider it a competitive thing at all, because this is how the world's going to change. So yeah, there's a lot of growth that has happened for people through the course. So I support it. But I might be biased, who knows?
How long it's a course?
3 months, 13 weeks.
Okay. Yes, I understand, because we have to let the time to the body and to ourselves to change as well. That's right.
And we work every week with partner exercises. So there's a group call, and then there's a partner call where you pair up with a different person and put the things into practice. And there's the option to do private sessions with me to kind of like get deeper integration of it. So it's, in the end, like it's you've got to work it. Like I think people do like 3 to 5 hours of work for it every week almost. I think that's a fair assessment of it. Is that about right? Anyone who took the course in here? 3 to 5 hours a week?
I am
Sorry,
not.
I didn't hear the last part. Zoom is.
Would you say that like 3 to 5 hours a week was kind of the amount of time that you put into the course materials, including the class?
I can't tell, because it seems, I don't necessarily know if it's free Zoom that does that, but there's like distortions that happen after an hour.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Like even now I can't really hear you. It's a weird selective thing. Maybe it's the free Zoom application, but so what were you saying?
I asked, like, when you were in the channeling course, how much time would you say every week went into like the class and the materials and the practice?
I think froze again. I think it's froze again.
There's okay, so the amount of time into the practice every week on a personal level, oh man,
I estimated people would put 3 to 5 hours in it, but I think it's different for everybody. Some people fall behind.
And at times, especially with passion and interest, you can put even more than 4 or 5 hours. When you brought up the chapter about taking rest, it was like a big wake-up call. Like, oh man, I'm putting too much time into this. Because I loved it so much. Every night I tend to go into meditation from 8 to maybe 12 or midnight. So
wow,
it's just a lot of fun. And really, I appreciate everything that was told there. It was so opening to the various options that could be done there, So taking it as a continuous practice just brought so much. And that's why, like, I told people in the testimonial, you got to take the time to do it, not in a forceful way, but having fun. And it just makes you grow exponentially versus seeing it like a school class where you would just, take the minimal amount of time or hours to do the exercise. This brought so much more,
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
yes, go ahead.
Oh, I can wait.
Oh, and the channeling ability only fluent, only function because we take time to calibrate the chakra and open the chakra. That's right?
It's a lot more than the chakras.
Okay.
It's, we're working with our consciousness. So we're working with the stories that we tell ourselves. We're working with subtle energy that moves in our body. We're working with psychic impressions like thoughts, feelings, images that come to us. We're working on energy exchange between people and between ourselves and these higher consciousness forms. There's a lot that goes into it. It's pretty involved.
Thank
But,
you, Master
yeah,
Dante.
If you go to the website dantestarshine.com/course, there you can see everything about it, all of the modules that are included and what's involved.
Thank you so much. Goodbye, friends.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, I think.
Thanks again. Huh? Have a good one. And
You're welcome.
Mario, epic for the question reading, you know, quite epic.
Yeah, thank you for helping again with that, Mario.
Of course, it was a pleasure. Thank you for this
Yay.
opportunity.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
Dante. You're the best.
All the best to you all.
Bye, Felix.
Much love.
Have a good one. And lots of rest, lots of energy.